would be the best way to summarize this game?
Alien attack!
Larry, what the hell are you doing?
Larry!
Larry, you can't just... Oh, Larry! No!
Yeah, that sounds about right. Like a regular Barracuda, but only more acidic. What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be looking at Godzilla Monster of Monsters. For those of you who may not know, this is a NES game from 1988, which I played for over 100 hours growing up. Rightfully so, this is my favorite NES game, as it really feels like it pushed the NES to the limits. And I do mean that literally, because if there's too much happening on screen, the frame rate tanks. To start off, we need to ask, how do we play this game? The concept involves a map where we strategically move Godzilla and Mothra. After selecting a path for one monster, we then fight our way through those areas' defenses, and occasionally we'll run into an enemy monster where we have to fight them for 40 seconds at a time. Once either one of the monsters reaches the enemy headquarters, we can transport them to the next field. These fields include Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, Neptune, Planet X, and... As far as Godzilla and Mothra go, they're both fun to play as. Godzilla is a walking tank who hits hard but is slow and bulky. Mothra, on the other hand, is fast and agile but doesn't deal damage quickly. Most people will prefer Godzilla with his powerful atomic breath, but if you know how to use Mothra, you can do some serious damage. This lamp-loving critter excels at carpet bombing.
I love lamp.
Now the gameplay is pretty repetitive as you'll see the same areas many times, but the game is only 3 to 4 hours long, so it's tolerable. I also need to mention the game has awesome music for Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Planet X. The 8-bit music for this game didn't really need to be amazing, but for a Godzilla game, a win's a win. Really though, the most appealing part of the game is the monster fights. There are 8 enemy monsters included in game, which are Ghidorah.
Oh, hell no. Hey, it's coming fast. Hey! Hey!
Magura.
Damage. Ouch. Ouch. No.
Varan. Wow, your arms are long. I'm getting Donkey Kong 64 vibes. Hedorah. Good lord, I hope that's an eyeball. Baragon. This animation just screams, what the hell am I doing here? Gigan. Are you a cyborg? A lizard? A pot-bellied chicken with a chest-mounted table saw? Are you familiar with the expression pick a lane? Mecha-godzilla. And last but not least, King Ghidorah.
Whoa! This is worthless.
Overall, the bosses have some interesting variety, but most are a pushover. The exception is Gigan, which is a pretty brutal boss fight if the RNG gods hate you. I had a couple runs when I was a kid where I went from 80% health to nothing in a minute after getting pinned and ripped apart by his saw. So frustrating. I also need to mention that some bosses, when heavily damaged, will actually retreat when their turn comes up.
Why are you running?
On my most recent run, I had this happen with Hedorah on Jupiter, Varan on Saturn, and Gigan on Uranus.
I will find him!
Most enemies in this game are stupid easy. One of them is literally a wall that protrudes out and damages us. Perfection. That doesn't exactly mean you shouldn't watch out. There are these flying torches which are a serious threat. For example, I ran into one on Neptune, which you might guess proved fatal.
No.
All I can say is thank God Mothra is a stone-cold killer.
Here's Johnny.
Let's talk about the plot. In the not-so-far-off future, the Earth receives a declaration of war from Planet X. With the entire solar system as a battlefield, bloody combat begins between space monsters and our guardians, Godzilla and Mothra. Our two monsters then make their way from planet to planet and eventually reach Planet X. After gently cleansing the other monsters and taking the final enemy headquarters, the game ends with our heroes returning home. Wait, how do they get off the moon?
The end.
So, in summary, I just love Godzilla Monster of Monsters. The game might be 32 years old, but it does a great job of scratching that itch of playing as a kaiju. I'm gonna have to give Godzilla Monster of Monsters an A-. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate you watching until the end of the video. And lastly, but most importantly, I hope you all have a great day.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.